Damn right. And you're gonna make a difference.
This one comes with a basic sort of digital package.
Hey, you can make money off my name, make it, okay?
You got the power to change lives, right?
Hello and welcome to the Barry J. McDonald podcast. If you're interested in creating your own digital product or just want to learn more, you're in the right place. Whether you're just starting out or have been working on your digital product for a while, we hope that our podcast will provide valuable insights and inspiration to help you on your journey. Take it away, Barry.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. So, why should anyone pay attention to you? You know, all the different things I've done over this past couple of years, that's kind of been one of the things that has usually stopped me from beginning far sooner than I probably should have. You know, when I started blogging many years back, that was the one thing that kind of cropped up in my mind. Why would anyone read anything that I write? Again, when I kind of branched out a little bit further, got a little bit more courage and started writing fiction books, again I questioned why anybody would pay attention to me. Or why would anyone take their good money and give it to me for a story that I write? You know, when you think about it for a moment, like the cheek of a fiction writer, to think that they have such a great story that they can actually charge you to read their story. You know, when you think about it for a moment, like, you know, you're paying someone for a story that they've created. And when you think about it, like, the cheek or the neck of a fiction writer to actually make you pay for something that they write. And for a lot of us, kind of when we go down that creative path, when we're creating content and selling content, you really kind of doubt yourself, because you really, again, ask yourself, why would anyone pay attention to me, or why would anyone buy anything I make? Again, the podcast here, you know, the reason I didn't start this podcast for a long time was, who do I think I am to sit down here, record a podcast episode, and expect complete strangers all over the world to set aside 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever to listen to a podcast episode that I create? You're like, who do I think I am? You know, I wouldn't say I'm a big name. I'm not an expert. I'm not a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. I'm just an ordinary Joe right now. So the fact that someone like you is giving me your attention today really still does blow me away. So thank you very much for giving me your time today. But you need to get over that kind of doubt that you have in yourself, that why would anyone pay attention to you? Sometimes, you know, the only reason that people actually get ahead in online business is because they have a little bit of balls, or they just kind of, you know, push through whatever doubts they have to themselves and say, well, why shouldn't anyone pay attention to me? You know, I've got a story here I think that people need to hear. Or I've got advice here that I think people need to know about. Or I've got a product here that I know will make a big difference in people's lives. Sometimes you just need to have a little bit of faith in yourself. And again, as I said, we all kind of go through those doubts. You know, wherever you are right now on your journey, maybe you're just starting off and you doubt yourself at every turn. You're doubting yourself with the content that you write, or the books that you make, or the podcast episode, or the videos, or whatever. You're constantly doubting yourself. Why would anyone pay attention to you? But when you think about it, all of us are just nobodies really until we actually become a somebody. You know, most people who are probably well known as fiction writers, the only reason we know them as fiction writers is because they've been doing it for so long that we know them as a fiction writer. You know, at one point before they wrote their first book, they were just an ordinary nobody. Again, maybe some of the podcast listeners you listen to, you know, you may know them well now because maybe they've had a podcast for years. But at one point, they just sat down and recorded the first podcast episode. And at that moment, they were just a nobody. Just like you, just like me. But because they'd done it so often, they actually made a name for themselves. And now we see them as a writer, or a podcaster, or a fiction writer, or whatever it is. We kind of give them that title when they've actually showed up long enough to, you know, get that title. So again, just because maybe you've never written something before, or never recorded something before, or never created a digital product before, it doesn't mean you can't do it. If you do it long enough, you will be known as the person that does that thing. So, as I said, you know, we all kind of doubt ourselves when we're starting off on our journey, and we kind of say, well, why would anyone read anything I make? Or why would anyone watch anything I make? Or why would anyone give me money? But I found that people will listen to you. People will read your content. People will buy your digital products if you make a difference in their lives. So sometimes you need to get your head out of your own game and think about the people that you are creating content for. Again, the reason I'm showing up here so regularly is because I want to create great content for you. I want to make a difference in your life. Now, that probably sounds cheesy and it probably seems like maybe I'm trying to hoodwink you or I'm trying to pull something over you. But really, if I can change someone's life in a small way, it makes me happy. It brings me happiness that I've made a difference in probably people that I will never ever meet. But the fact that I've made a difference, pushed the world in the right direction, that makes me feel good about myself. So, as I said, if you are kind of setting off, trying to do something good in the world, well, show up and do it. Push those doubts that you have about yourself behind and do it, because we all need you. Even though you don't believe in yourself right now, if you do it long enough, we will all see you as the person who does that thing. But you need to do that thing. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. If you're interested in learning more about how to create your own profitable digital course from scratch, we have a special report that we know you'll love. To pick up your copy of Piggyback Profits, How to Make Your First Profitable Course, go to writecome.com now. We'll see you in the next episode.